And may the senator be heard in silence. Proceed, Professor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this meeting brought together parliamentarians, government officials, international partners, and civil society actors to review and refine an harmonized legal framework to guide African Union member states in managing labor migration in a coordinated and rights-based manner. Mr. Speaker, the draft model law has been in development for the past 2 years. Its core objectives are to provide a uniform legal tool to guide member states in enacting or aligning national labor migration laws, to promote the protection of the migrant workers' rights, encourage fair recruitment practices, support gender-responsive policies, and align national systems with international labor standards. Mr. Speaker, sir, Kenya was ably represented during the consultations. We were a delegation led by our own leader of delegation to PAP, the Senator Danson Mungatana, myself, and in his remarks, the Honorable Mungatana underscored the urgent need for legal frameworks that protect the dignity of migrant workers while positioning labor migration as a driver of socio-economic development. The consultations, Mr. Speaker, featured contributions from various stakeholders such as ILO and IOM, that's the International Organization of Migration, the African Union representatives, regional economic communities, our Ministry of Labor and Social Protection, and civil society organizations, and they noted as follows. I'll just raise a few issues. The representative of IOM, Mr. Sitome, emphasized the value of developing an Afrocentric and inclusive framework that leverages Africa's youthful population. Mr. Speaker, the representative of the AU, Ambassador Harris Henry, who stressed on the effective labor migration governance to be aligned to the AU Agenda 2063 and the Sustainable Development Goals. We had also a representative from ILO, Mr. Ndaba, who called for the urgent ratification of the international labor instruments and effective policy implementation across the continent for the protection of a laborer who wants to move across. The updated model law, Mr. Speaker, now includes enhanced provisions on fair and ethical recruitment, recognition of skills and qualifications, integration of migrant workers in the host countries, and non-discrimination and equal access to social protection for the migrant workers as it is in the host country. Mr. Speaker, sir, I wish to take this opportunity to also comment our colleague, Senator Tabitha.
What is the point of order, Senator, for Kilifi County?
Asante Bwana Spika. Bwana Spika, tunaona kwamba kama Senator anaongea katika hii hoja, tutapata kwamba kuna maseneta wengi wamesimama, na hiyo ni kinyume na kanuni zetu za kudumu na sheria. Kwa hiyo ingekuwa vyema kama mmoja akiwa anaongea sote tuweze kumsikiza kwa makini na awe atasikizwa peke yake. Wale wanaotaka kuzungumza wanaweza kuendelea kuzungumza, lakini ikiwa wameketi, sio kusimama hivi namna hii. Asante Bwana Spika.
No, honorable senators, the point of order that has been raised by the minority leader is extremely valid. There must be order when we are conducting our business. in the House. Now, we have given a lot of latitude to members, and we are beginning to feel a little bit more comfortable in the chamber. We are consulting so loudly. We walk around, we pace from one corner to the other of the chamber. Some of us receive calls on the floor of the House. Now, honorable senators, certainly that is not an orderly House. So going forward, the Presidium is going to enforce our rules, your rules, very firmly. So do not be shocked to be asked to leave the chamber just because you're standing, because you're disrupting the proceedings of the House. So kindly take note, honorable members. Proceed and conclude, Professor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I think members must remember that labor migration is affecting all of them, from recruitment scandals to the destination issues that they have. But, Mr. Speaker, I wish to take this opportunity to commend our colleague, Senator Tabitha Mutinda, for sponsoring a labor migration and management bill, the Senate Bill number 42 of 2024, which has been in the committee for a while, and I think it has just been presented here. The report of the committee has been tabled. So we seem to be ahead of the African Union, and we need to borrow some of what is in the document that is coming out. Mr. Speaker, in this regard, I urge the Committee also of Labor and Migration to fast track, now that they have tabled, fast track everything to do with labor migration, because it affects all of us. All of us know people who have suffered in their countries of destination. The committee should move with speed, therefore, to incorporate key provisions emerging from the continental consultations, including the rights-based, gender-sensitive, and development-oriented safeguards, and bring forward any necessary amendments to ensure the legislation is both progressive and aligned in regional and international best practices. Apart from the committee, I urge our colleague, Senator Mutinda, to read the outcome of that consultation. She might also pick one or two things. Honorable Speaker, our migrant workers, many of whom serve in precarious environments abroad, deserve a law that protects them comprehensively. Fast-tracking the bill will not only safeguard the Kenyan workers overseas, but also reaffirm our leadership and commitment to the African integration agenda. Mr. Speaker, the refined model law is expected to be submitted to the African Union Literary Council with recommendations for partner states to adopt and domesticate it. As a Senate, we must remain actively engaged in both in the bill that is before us and in what is going on in the continent, so that we make the best out of it. Finally, I conclude, Mr. Speaker, by calling upon the Committee of Labor and Welfare to lead the process. We invited them to come for the meeting, and nobody turned up from that committee. It was a little disappointing for me and Senator Mungatana that we didn't have anybody from the committee. When we have regional meetings, we expect our committees to take part. Mr. Speaker, I thank you for the opportunity to make this statement. Thank you.
Now, honorable senators, allow me to rearrange the order paper. There are three statements. We'll come back to those, and standing order 53-1. We will move to order number 8, 9, and 10, and thereafter resume the normal flow as contained in today's order paper. Clerk, you may proceed to call order number 8.
Order number 8, motion Report of the Standing Committee on Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations on a petition to the Senate by Mr. Laban Omusundi concerning the branding of public projects with images of governors and members of county assemblies and branding of county vehicles. Question to be put.
Clerk, we have the requisite quorum. Senator Manzo, kindly take a seat. I'll proceed to put the question that the Senate adopts the report of the Standing Committee on Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations on the petition to the Senate by Mr. Laban Omusundi concerning the branding of public projects with images of governors and members of county assemblies, MCAs, and branding of county vehicles laid on the table of the Senate on Tuesday, 3rd June 2025. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Next order.
Order number 9, the Social Protection Bill, National Assembly Bills number 12 of 2025, second reading, division.
Sergeant at Arms, kindly ring the division bell for 3 minutes.
Originating from the National Assembly and being considered at the Senate. This is a bill that is co-sponsored by the Senate Majority Leader, and this is a bill that seeks to reduce poverty and vulnerability and improve the well-being of people by providing assistance. This is a bill that was extensively debated on the floor of the House during the previous sittings. It is a bill that is at its second reading stage and waiting to go into the committee of the whole House. That is where, if there are any amendments that the members of the Senate may have proposed during their consideration of this particular bill at the second reading stage, those amendments will be considered. However, what the division is about is for the bill to be read a second time. Remember, these are the stages of the bill: first reading, public participation; second reading, debate; and then approval by the House for the bill to be read a second time. That will be paving way for it to go into the next stage. So that is a division bell for 3 minutes as directed by the Speaker. Once the 3 minutes lapse, the doors will be closed and the bars drawn for the senators to take an electronic vote on whether the bill be read a second time and allow it to move into the next stage. Remember, the next stage will be the Committee of the Whole to consider any amendments that may have been proposed by the senators during this particular second reading stage where the debate took place. But this bill basically seeks to reduce poverty and vulnerability and improve the well-being of people by providing assistance, services and programs that build human capital and cushion people against risks and contingencies throughout their life cycle. This particular bill seeks to establish the National Board for Social Protection. It will be defining its composition as well as the mandate, functions and powers and source of funds, as well as, all right, the bell has stopped. That means that the quorum has been raised or found. The members will be getting into division on the second reading of this particular bill. Some of the functions of the board which this particular bill seeks to establish include advising the Cabinet Secretary on matters relating to social protection, also designing and implementing social protection interventions and programs, as well as providing social assistance and social care to vulnerable persons, coordinating social protection interventions, establishing and maintaining a social protection registry, also undertaking civic education on social protection, periodically undertaking indexation of social assistance. All right, allow me to hand you over to the division stage.
Lock the doors and draw the bar. Honorable Senators, kindly take your seats. Now, Honorable Senators, voting will be done electronically. And before I put the question, kindly log out. Such at times, go around and pick any unattended card. Thank you. So, Honorable Senators, I'll now proceed to put the question that, you log in when you're voting. You may log back in. The question is that the Social Protection Bill, National Assembly Bills number 12 of 2025, be now read a second time. You may now proceed to vote. Senator Murango. The result of the division is as follows. Ayes 29 votes, nays 0, abstention 0. So the ayes have it.
A bill for an act of parliament to provide a framework for the administration of non-contributory social protection interventions, to establish the National Board for Social Protection and for connected purposes.
Sergeant at Arms, you may open the door and withdraw the bars. Now, honorable senators, we will go back to the statements pursuant to Standing Order 53-1. The Senator for Mombasa County.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I stand pursuant to Standing Order number 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Roads, Transportation and Housing on a matter of countrywide concern regarding the poor quality of services offered by Kenya Airways and its sister airline Jambo Jet, particularly on the Mombasa route. Mr. Speaker, Mombasa is a leading tourist city that relies heavily on both domestic and international tourism for its economic prosperity. Despite having strategic transport infrastructure, including an international airport, a world-class seaport, the standard gauge railway, and a robust road network, the Mombasa International Airport remains underutilized. This underutilization is partly due to the restrictive licensing regime and limited running rights extended to competing airlines. Consequently, Kenya Airways and Jambo Jet have maintained a de facto monopoly control over the route, which has resulted in exorbitant ticket pricing, frequent delays, and abrupt flight cancellations. The economy class fares to Mombasa routinely average 8,500 per one-way flight, and on weekends and on peak seasons can rise to as much as 25,000 shillings. These rates are not only unaffordable to many Kenyans, but also diminish Mombasa's attractiveness as a competitive tourist destination. In the statement, the committee should address the following: the justification for high ticket prices charged by Kenya Airways and Jambo Jet on the Mombasa route. Number two, whether these airlines comply with the provisions of the Competition Act regarding price setting, and whether their operations amount to cartel-like behavior. Number three, the measures in place the Ministry of Roads and Transport has taken to liberalize the Mombasa air route and facilitate the entry of other airlines to enhance competition and improve service delivery. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
The Senator for Nairobi City County, the Honorable Edwin Sifuna.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations on a matter of county-wide concern regarding the status of development projects in Nairobi City County. Honorable Speaker, numerous public projects within the county have stalled, leading to significant financial losses to taxpayers, diminished service delivery, and compromised infrastructure development. There is growing concern, Honorable Speaker, from both the public and the members of the County Assembly, who I had occasion of meeting on the 13th of June 2025 at my office, that some of these stalled projects may be exploited as conduits of misappropriation or money laundering. Nairobi County already ranks highest in the National Fiduciary Risk Assessment, as was presented by the County Public Accounts Committee of this House, raising serious questions about financial governance and accountability. In the statement, the committee should address the following. Number one, the stalled projects funded through public funds in Nairobi City County, including timelines, funding status, and total projected versus actual expenditures on each of those projects. Number two, the timelines for resumption or completion of these projects and the budgetary allocations made to ensure their completion. And lastly, Honorable Speaker, we want to know the contractors paid for the stalled or incomplete projects, including the measures in place to recover public funds in cases of non-performance. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Senator for Kakamega County, the Honorable Dr. Boni.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order number 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on National Security, Defense and Foreign Affairs on a matter of national concern regarding the loss of lives, injuries, and property destruction that was witnessed during the Gen Z-led and Sabasaba demonstrations on the 25th of June, 2025, and on the 7th of July, 2025, respectively. In the statement, the committee should address the following. 1. What is the official government account of casualties indicating the specific number of police officers and members of the public who lost their lives or who sustained injuries during Gen Z-led and Sabasaba demonstrations of June 25th, 2025 and 7th of July, 2025. 2. The estimated value of private and public property and infrastructure that was vandalized or looted during the said demonstrations. 3. The total number of persons that were arrested and charged in connection with the demonstrations for alleged unlawful assembly, alleged incitement, and alleged destruction of property or other specified charges, as well as legal standing for the charges. 4. The initiatives by the government to support families of those who lost their lives or sustained injuries during those demonstrations, and to compensate individuals whose businesses or properties were vandalized, looted, including details on any ongoing programs for property recovery. And finally, Mr. Speaker, the assessment of the government on whether the demonstrations were organically mobilized by citizens or influenced by other actors, as well as the government's strategy to address the underlying causes of recurring demonstrations and to restore peace while upholding constitutional rights. I thank you.
Now, Honorable Senators, I will allow comments for 15 minutes. And therefore, if you get an opportunity to contribute, kindly keep it under 3 minutes. Senator Cherangay.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for this opportunity. One, I want to commend the statement by Senator Edwin Sifuna and say that there are many challenges, especially in stall projects. I want to challenge Committee on Devolution, Mr. Speaker, to give us an audit of all stall projects across the 47 counties, Mr. Speaker. As you are aware, Mr. Speaker, most of these challenges we are facing is that money has been spent and there are no projects. For example, in Nandi County, Mr. Speaker, when the Nandi County Assembly Ad hoc Committee sat, they found that 6 billion shillings had been spent, but none of the projects were feasible on the ground. And Mr. Speaker, the rampant one is the stall projects among the health sector, like Kapsengere Health Center in Aldai Sub-County, one in Kobujai Hospital near Kobujai Center, Mr. Speaker. Another one where I was in Friday is Chepteruai, Nyayo Ward, which is yet to be completed, among starters, including the Kapsabet newborn unit, Mr. Speaker. So I believe there are so many stall projects in our, Mr. Speaker, be able, Mr. Speaker, to give us an audit of all stall projects. Finally, Mr. Speaker, is on the issue that has been raised by the minority whip, Senator Kalwale, Mr. Speaker. He has asserted on the issue of demonstrations. Mr. Speaker, I agree that this issue of demonstrations must be dealt with family. While the Constitution allows Article 37 that all demonstrations must be peaceful and unarmed, what we have seen, Mr. Speaker, is criminality. We have seen hooligans, Mr. Speaker. Yesterday evening, I watched in one of the leading television a nice supermarket proprietor who was complaining in where, Mr. Speaker, where he has lost his property, Mr. Speaker. I agree with the DPP, Mr. Speaker, that all people who looted, banned police stations, banned courts, Mr. Speaker, block roads, rape, Mr. Speaker, they must be charged with domestic terrorism, Mr. Speaker, and even economic sabotage, Mr. Speaker. I agree with the DPP. And in fact, I want to request the judiciary, Mr. Speaker, to stop judicial activism. Because we have seen cases where people have been charged with serious offenses of domestic terrorism, where they are being released through court orders or, Mr. Speaker. While I agree, most of these offenses are available, but to arrest anarchy, the judiciary must stop judicial activism, Mr. Speaker, and even declined to release most of these accused, Mr. Speaker, and let them stay in remand until their cases are heard and determined. That is the only way, because even judiciary should be careful. They are no longer safe. Even Kikuyu law courts was banned, Mr. Speaker. And therefore, I want to appeal to the most of the young people in conclusion, Mr. Speaker, that the government is doing a lot through President William Ruto. Mr. Speaker, we are now having Kazim Tani and climate works, Mr. Speaker. I think we need to support so that we agree that young people have genuine concern.
Senator Faki.
Mheshimiwa Spika, pia mimi nitoe kauli yangu juu ya taarifa iliyoletwa bungeni na Senator wa Kakamega. Mheshimiwa Spika, ni kweli kwamba maandamano yaliyotokea hivi siku za karibuni yameweza kuleta hasara kubwa na maafa kwa Wakenya wengi, na ambao wengine ni wafanyabiashara ambao hawakuhusika kabisa na maafa hayo. Mheshimiwa Spika, maandamano yanaharibika wakati baadhi ya watu wanalipa watu ambao wanajifanya wao ni polisi, wanatembea na marungu na wanazunguka kujaribu kuzuia maandamano. Mheshimiwa Spika, wakati maandamano yametolewa taarifa, ni jukumu la polisi kuhakikisha kwamba
Honorable senators,
ile sehemu maandamano yale yatapitia kumewekwa usalama wa kutosha, na wale waandamanaji wanaandamana kulingana na vile ambavyo taarifa wametoa kwa polisi. Lakini Mheshimiwa Spika, maandamano yetu yanaharibika wakati kwanza polisi watapinga kuweko kwa maandamano, baadaye wanashirikiana na majambazi wengine kujaribu kuvuruga yale maandamano. Hapo ndio Mheshimiwa Spika, vurugu zinatokea na watu wanapoteza mali na vijana wanapigwa risasi bila hatia yoyote. Mheshimiwa Spika, agizo la hivi karibuni kwamba watu wapigwe risasi kwa miguu ni agizo ambalo Mheshimiwa Spika ni hatari sana, kwa sababu hata kwenye mguu kuna viungo muhimu ambavyo ukiviathiri mtu yule anaweza kupoteza maisha. Mheshimiwa Spika, unaweza kupigwa risasi ya mguu, Mheshimiwa Spika, ukavuja damu kupita kiasi na ukapoteza maisha. Kwa hiyo Mheshimiwa Spika, kupiga kama vile mwenda zake Rex Masai alipigwa kwa mguu na akafariki, Mheshimiwa Spika. Kwa hivyo agizo la kupiga risasi, Mheshimiwa Spika, ni agizo ambalo ni hatari kwa vijana wetu. Mheshimiwa Spika, maandamano, wengi wanaandamana Mheshimiwa Spika, kikubwa nilichonacho labda ni simu zao, sababu wengi wanataka kuona ile action ya maandamano, lakini swala la kuwapiga risasi Mheshimiwa Spika ni jambo ambalo halifai katika nchi yetu. Tunakiuka katiba yetu, tunakiuka haki za binadamu. Mheshimiwa Spika, asante kwa kunipa fursa hii.
The Senate Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to give support to the statement by Senator Faki on access to the port city of Mombasa. Mr. Speaker, Mombasa is among Africa's foremost cities, known globally, Mr. Speaker, and celebrated for its rich culture and source of entertainment, and listed even on some of the best exploration sites of the world as the most favorite parts of the world to visit. It's unfortunate, Mr. Speaker, that over the years we continue to hold the view that by protecting certain airlines, Mr. Speaker, it will be of benefit to that city. The world of travel, Mr. Speaker, is fast evolving. And there are certain airlines, Mr. Speaker, based either on their safety record or certain prejudices that people hold, that so long as they don't fly to certain destinations, those cities will never receive, Mr. Speaker, a good number of tourists. Mr. Speaker, we continue to undermine the potential of Mombasa and the coastal cities around it, Mr. Speaker, because of a protective policy that doesn't serve the interests of Kenyans, but very minute business interests, Mr. Speaker. I'd wish that when Ministry of Transport come to respond to that particular statement, Mr. Speaker, let it be known to the public how many international airlines are on the queue to receive landing rights direct to Mombasa. Mr. Speaker, travelers are such that right now, they don't even want to stop by JKI because many of them don't have anything to do here in Mombasa, in Nairobi, Mr. Speaker. They want to land directly from the destination of choice, Mr. Speaker, straight into Mombasa, and when they are done with their holidays and festivity, Mr. Speaker, fly out of the country. I wish, Mr. Speaker, that we can continue to have a more collaborative approach to this, Mr. Speaker, and appreciate the changing preferences of travelers, Mr. Speaker, and open up Mombasa to as many airlines as possible. There are much more smaller cities of even lower profile, Mr. Speaker, that are threatening the prominence of Mombasa, Mr. Speaker, due to this very backward policy. It is my hope, Mr. Speaker, that the Committee of Transport chaired by Senator Eddy will help the country in unraveling this mystery and ensure that we open up Mombasa, Mr. Speaker, for the sake of tourism numbers. The 2 million that we receive in this country, Mr. Speaker, we can receive double of that only in Mombasa alone, Mr. Speaker, if we make it open and ensure that tourists can access it as easily as possible. I hope the Transport Committee will do justice to the people of the coastal region. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Manzo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would like to make a comment on Senator Halwale's request for statement. Mr. Speaker, all of us should be able to adhere to the rule of law.